Anthony Edwards versus Kevin Durant. What happens when you get the opportunity to face the guy you've looked up to your whole life? What happens when you have smoke with your GOAT?
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
I think everybody here knows that's my favorite player of all time, so that was probably one of the best feelings ever in my whole life, for sure.
Wait, hold up. We're gonna get there, I promise. But first, let's rewind to early 2020.
Up there, when we were talking about KD, you said you think he's the greatest player.
Yeah.
Ever or right now?
Ever.
Really?
Because he's 7 feet and can do everything a point guard can do.
Over Jordan?
Yeah.
Over LeBron?
Yeah.
And this was before Ant even got drafted. At this time, having a personal GOAT wasn't really a thing. But Anthony Edwards didn't care. Kevin Durant was his GOAT, and KD, while I'm sure he appreciated Ant-Man's opinion, didn't take it easy on him throughout his first 4 seasons in the league. Going into their first ever playoff matchup in 2024, Durant was 6-0 against Edwards. And KD wasted no time welcoming Ant-Man to the league in his first 2 matchups against him, dropping 31 as the Nets won by 20 at Minnesota on April 13th, 2021, and following that up with another 30-point game versus Edwards on December 3rd, 2021, as the Nets took the W by 5. When KD was traded from Brooklyn to the Valley in February 2023, the two faced off in KD's return from injury on March 29th in Phoenix. This was Durant's home debut, and while y'all know that I'm not the type of guy to sit up here and say, look at me, I was there. In this case, I do find it important to mention that I was at this game because context matters. It was an absolutely electric atmosphere, but Durant was visibly rusty as he shot just 5 of 18 from the floor and missed a lot of shots that he normally makes. This led to him having just 16 points on the night, and even Coach Monty Williams provided some encouragement to KD to get him back on track in just his 4th game overall with Phoenix.
You're shaking your head for part of it. Greatness don't shake his head. You feel me?
The Suns still managed to win this one despite 31 from Ant Edwards, but it was the first time that Ant clearly outplayed KD when they faced off. Perhaps a changing of the guard was on the way.
Wrong.
Or absolutely not. KD's Suns didn't just beat the Wolves 3 times this season, they dominated them. Phoenix won all 3 of their regular season matchups against Minnesota by an average of 16 points. Edwards played 3 of his worst games of the entire season, 13 points on 25% field goal shooting, 17 points on 31.6% from the floor, and with the chance to win and claim the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, 13 points on just 42.9% shooting with just 7 shot attempts. Oh, and plus with Phoenix controlling most of the game and the 1 seed slipping away from Minnesota, Ant would get in not 1, but 2 scuffles with Bradley Beal. Phoenix just had Minnesota's number, I guess.
Eventually.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Alright, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video by the way. They're just the number 1 option for cashback with online shopping. I use Rakuten whether it's through the website or the app every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cashback that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. What a difference a few weeks make, huh? April 14th was when the Wolves blew their chance at the number 1 seed on the final day of the regular season and thus accepted their fate of a first-round matchup with the Suns. Exactly 2 weeks later, they'd break out the brooms to sweep that very same team that had their number all season long off the floor. How? Well, let's go back to April 14th again. Leading up to Game 1 of the playoffs, Minnesota had a week to think about what they had gotten themselves into. Ant had a week to hear about how he was 0-6 all-time versus his personal GOAT, KD, and 1-11 all-time versus the quote-unquote best shooting guard in the league, Devin Booker. And naturally, Edwards saw all this as an opportunity.
Yeah, I think this is the matchup that I wanted personally because, you know, they got two of the best two guards in the NBA. Like before Brad went there, he was with Washington and he was averaging 30. And Book been the best two guard in the league for a minute. So yeah, this is the series, the matchup that I wanted to showcase to the world that I'm the best player and the best two guard in the world.
This right here, people, is why Anthony Edwards draws comparisons to Michael Jordan. But of course, all that talk is completely worthless and nonsense and useless, and you could throw it out the window if he doesn't back it up on the court. April 20th, 2024. Game 1, Suns at Timberwolves. And as a surprise to no one, as a seasoned playoff vet that KD is, he came out cooking.
You see him in the third quarter, I felt like we were supposed to be up 15-18 in the third quarter early. And if I'm not mistaken, he made 4 or 5 straight buckets, like it was nothing. And I became a fan at one point. I was out there like, he nice. Like it's nothing we could do. It's nothing we can do. Cat was playing great defense. Rudy was playing great defense. And it's just like he don't see you. Like I'm looking at his stat sheet. He was 11 for 17. He missed 6 shots and had 31. He's the greatest to ever do it, man. He's big. My hat tilts to him. He's the best.
Durant finished with 31 points on 64.7% from the field and 7 rebounds. But no one's gonna remember that.
Edwards with some touch action from Gobert in the mid-range, knocks it home. In the mid-range, Anthony Edwards off glass. See, that's what you need now.
Hey, Ant's starting to get it, my boy. Hey, he's starting to get it.
We let him jump the ball to the court. He got his rhythm. He was able to hit a few. You've seen a couple tough ones go in. Now he got confidence. He always had confidence as a player. But when you see a few tough ones go in, I think he hit that fade over me. He was then falling away. And then he hit 2 more threes over contest. So it's a make or miss league. You got to knock down shots if you want to win. A 39-22 advantage on the glass for the Wolves. Edwards. Cash! Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, it's going to be one thing when they do it with Team USA. It's just so funny from one side to the other. KD loving it. I love the competition. Edwards again. Cash! He has 28 and this cold-blooded 3 over his favorite player. Are you not entertained, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, it's just basketball, not even play, it's just hoop, you know. You get hot, you make shots, make tough shots, you're going to feel excited about yourself. So it's on me to keep coming back and showing them a tough look, or whoever's defending these guys, to show them a tough look. If they make shots over us, we move back to the next play, you know, and we move on to the next play, you know. He got it going. He made some tough ones. You just got to live with it and be better next game.
Yeah, that footage speaks for itself. I'm just here to put it all together, people. Edwards, 33 points on 58.3% shooting, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in his playoff debut against his GOAT. Wolves 120, Suns 95, Ant-Man up 1-0 all time in the playoffs versus KD. After a few days off, it was time for Game 2 on April 23rd of 2024. Remember the previously mentioned scuffles that Edwards and Beal got into just 9 days prior to this game? Well, Ant-Man would get his revenge in this one, starting with a swat.
It's deflected and then Beal turned back by Edwards. And he lets him hear about it.
And a little later in the third quarter, this happened.
Here we go right here. Edwards against Durant. Edwards wants to take him, elevates, and buries it.
Even though Ant-Man cooked KD again on this play, I won't go as far as to say that it was deja vu from Game 1, because on this night, Ant was off. He provided just 15 points on 3 of 12 shooting, which is just 25%. That's no good. He did have 8 assists and 5 rebounds though. But the most important contribution that Ant made to this game had nothing to do with numbers, but an investment he made in his teammates, one in particular, that was documented on February 18th, 2023 during All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City when he was asked about the Suns recently acquiring KD.
You know, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
And that's why Game 2 will go down officially as the Jaden McDaniels game. The lengthy wing went right at Devin Booker to let him know that he meant business. and then took it through the chest of Kevin Durant on the way to the best game of his career when Minnesota needed it most. 25 points on 58.8% from the field to go along with 8 rebounds, when in return, Booker had just 20 on 46.2% and KD posted just 18 on 40% field goal shooting. Minnesota's defense put the clamps on in the second half and will go on to win 105-93, giving Ant a 2-0 advantage over KD. And before we transition to the Valley for Game 3, I'm just going to keep it simple. If this is the type of content you enjoy, let me know by leaving a like and your feedback in the comments down below. And stay locked in to all future uploads by hitting subscribe and turning the notifications on, and I appreciate y'all. April 26, 2024 in Phoenix was where Suns fans hoped their team could reach into their massive payroll bag and pull out a $190 million effort. Of course, Anthony Edwards had other ideas. In my humble opinion, there's no game in this series in which the Wolves dominated more than this one, as Phoenix needed to play with a sense of desperation to avoid a seemingly insurmountable 3-0 hole, and instead they ended up with Jaden McDaniels and Devin Booker slapping the ball out of each other's hands after a foul call, with the Suns down 21 in the fourth. How did they get there, you ask? Well, partly because KD and Book played good, but not great. Durant finished with 25 points and 5 assists, while Book added 23 points and 8 assists, and mainly because Ant-Man recorded his 7th career 30-point playoff game, tying Kevin Garnett for the most in Wolves franchise history. Of his 36 points, 18 came in the fourth to hold off the Suns, who finally found out that 3 is worth more than 2. Only took him 36 minutes into the game and down 20 plus to figure that out. Anyway, it was this late 3-point barrage that, let's just be real, inflated the stats of Bradley Beal, who finished with 28 points with 6 threes, and it still didn't do much to affect the outcome of the game as the Wolves ran away with it 126-109. Speaking of Beal, I don't know if the threes he saw going down late in this one gave him extra confidence, but in the post-game press conference, he'd go on to say,
I've never been swept a day in my life, so I'll be damned if that happens.
Well, okay then. Game 4, April 28th, 2024. The chance for Brad Beal to follow through on his statement. The chance for KD to quiet down Ant-Man just a little bit. And the chance for Devin Booker to wake up and show the world that Edwards has to wait his turn for the title of best shooting guard in the world. And literally, none, nada, not one of these things happened. Brad Beal shot 4 of 13 from the floor, turned the ball over 6 times, had 9 points, and fouled out late in the fourth while trying to guard Anthony Edwards.
Now he's going to foul out.
That's it, the quota for Beal.
And if not, something quick going to the rim.
And hopefully y'all who have been watching this channel long enough know that I'm not one to throw shade and hate on players. I mean, come on, all these guys play basketball at the highest level. They're incredible talents, including Bradley Beal, who I genuinely believe is one of the great scorers of the past decade. Nevertheless, this was a rough sequence of events for him.
I'll be damned, huh?
Hey, Brad. Does that reference anything specific?
Yeah, you know what that was.
Yeah.
To address the second point of KD's chance to quiet down Ant-Man just a little bit, how about the exact opposite happening? It's not that KD had a bad game. After all, the man dropped 33 points. He shot 70.6% from the field to go along with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. It's just what Ant-Man said and did in response.
Rudy! You won't get that easy no more, K. Hey, bro, come here, Ru. We gotta stop fouling, bro. Please stop fouling, bro. The only way they can stay in the game is they on the line. Come on, baby. I'm here. Don't never worry about me being locked. I'm here. Take me there, 5.
5 to shoot. Edwards turns and hits.
Do that quite often. And not an easy shot at all. Fade away from 17 feet.
Booker the drive. Denied. Met at the summit by Edwards. 10 to shoot. Edwards. Oh, Edwards! A signature slam. Timeout. 2:12 left. 4-point game.
Okay, people, did Phoenix really think that putting Brad Beal on an island with 5 fouls against Ant-Man 1v1 was a good defensive scheme? And finally, to address Devin Booker's chance to wake up and show the world that Edwards has to wait his turn for the title of best shooting guard in the world, no one can deny that Booker played great. A playoff career high, 49 points on 61.9% from the floor to go along with 6 assists and 5 boards. But I have a feeling that all people will remember is him getting packed at the rim twice in the fourth quarter by Edwards.
Booker drives in, and it's blocked by Edwards.
All in all, Phoenix came nowhere near matching the intensity and hunger of the young Wolves as they fell 122-116 to give Edwards the 4-0 bragging rights against his GOAT KD in the postseason. Minnesota had officially turned the tables on the Suns by winning by an average of 18 points per game in the series.
I got the utmost respect for KD, man. Like, he comes in and compete every night. I watch every last one of his games since I've been about 5. So, I love that guy, man, and I'm excited to play with him this summer, man. Talk a little trash and let him know I sent him home.
For the series, Ant-Man averaged 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 6.3 assists, while KD averaged 26.8 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Now, while the numbers indicate that Ant-Man outplayed KD, he was quick to deflect that in the post-game interview following Game 4.
I don't even think I outplayed him. He played great throughout the whole series, but my team outplayed his, and, to come out victorious is the best feeling ever to beat him because he's my favorite player of all time.
And despite getting swept, all KD could do was return the respect.
So impressed with Ant. My favorite player to watch. Just grown so much since he came into the league at 22. Just his love for the game just shines bright, and that's something that's one of the reasons why I like him the most, because he just loves basketball. He's grateful to be in this position. He's taking advantage of every opportunity he's gotten. Love everything about Ant, everything, and be watching him going forward. And he's going to go out there and play extremely hard every single night, but was really impressed with him, and it's going to be somebody I'm following for the rest of his career.
So yes, while there isn't any smoke between these guys in the media, Ant-Man was out for names on the court, and he snatched a few of them in the sweep, including his GOAT, KD. And with that, I want to ask y'all, did Anthony Edwards just cement his case that he's a better player than KD right now? And at this point, is it fair to say that anyone owns this matchup after one playoff series against each other? Sound off in the comments with your take, and I'm going to be reading and replying to y'all's responses. And I'll be back with another episode of Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.